Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. Please subscribe and keep watching more details. The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton's reign of terror kicks off. The Bold and the Beautiful spoilers say it's the dawning of a new day at Forrester Creations, and this week it was revealed that Carter Walton's Lawrence St. Victor's shady takeover was a success. Carter is now in charge of FC, and is ready to make his mark on the fashion company. But, is Carter going to let the power go to his head and go rogue? Here's what's coming up next on B&B, spoilers ahead. Justin Barber Aaron D. Spears did his due diligence, however this week on Bold and Beautiful he had to deliver some bad news to the Forrester family. After looking over Carter's LLC documents and Ridge Forrester's Torsten K. signature, Justin revealed that the contracts are ironclad and they just lost control of their own company. Steffi Forrester, Jacqueline McInnes Wood and Eric Forrester John McCook are livid, but according to Justin there's nothing they can do about it. B&B spoilers say Carter Walton will begin his reign as Forrester Creations manager this week and will be eager to resurrect hope for the future for his girlfriend Hope Logan Annika Noel. Then, he will most likely begin making moves to purchase other companies that he begged Ridge to buy and expand the company. So far, Carter seems to be taking the high road and working in the best interest of the company. Even if he is wrong and stole it. But, will all the power go to his head? Carter Walton has clearly gone rogue. No one ever expected him to do something like this to the Forrester family. We could argue that Carter is a good guy and won't do anything to hurt the company, but is he really a good guy? It's impossible to predict what he will do next at FC, because no one ever expected this from him. Hope Logan's hold on Carter has certainly changed him. Do you think that Carter will continue acting in the best interest of the company, or is it only a matter of time before he starts doing more damage at the office? Has Carter become a villain? The Bold and the Beautiful, Carter Walton's reign of terror kicks off. It was a bright afternoon in the heart of Los Angeles, and for the residents of the Forrester mansion, the air was thick with anticipation. The fashion world was buzzing, but there was an undercurrent of tension that only those closest to the Forrester family could feel. The prodigal son of Forrester Creations, Carter Walton, had always been a man of integrity, a man who was both respected and admired. But as of today, everything was about to change. Carter was no longer the affable lawyer with a sense of justice and fairness. No, today marked the beginning of his reign of terror. Carter's transformation into a villain had been a slow burn, a process that had been taking place over the course of months, if not years. He had always been a man of principle, but lately, it seemed that his moral compass had slowly been drifting toward a darker, more selfing direction. It started with small compromises: his brief affair with Quinn Forrester that nearly cost him his career, his brief flirtation with his feelings for Paris Buckingham, but those moments were nothing compared to what was coming. It all began at a meeting with Eric Forrester, patriarch of the family and the founder of Forrester Creations. Eric had always considered Carter as one of his most trusted employees, a man who had a firm grasp on the legal side of the business, and a keen sense of loyalty. Carter had always been the kind of man who would stand by Eric through thick and thin. But over time, Carter's role in the Forrester empire had started to feel like a cage, a place where he was undervalued and overlooked. Despite his high-ranking position in the company, he was still seen as the outsider, the loyal employee rather than the family member. The tipping point came one fateful evening. Carter had been left out of an important business decision, one that involved a significant partnership with an international fashion house. Despite his long history with the company, Eric had opted to give the deal to Ridge Forrester, his son, as well as Brooke Logan and Steffi Forrester. Carter had done everything to prove his worth, but time and again, it seemed that he was being passed over. As the deal went down, something inside Carter snapped. The injustice of it all, the years of hard work and dedication, it all felt like a betrayal. What had once been a family that had stood together was now a collection of power-hungry players, each trying to carve out their own piece of the empire. Carter couldn't stand by and let it continue. So, with calculated precision, he began to make his move. His first step was simple. He went to the Forrester Creations board of directors and convinced them that Eric's vision for the future of the company was outdated. Carter, with his legal prowess and understanding of corporate dynamics, pushed for a more progressive direction. Under his leadership, the company could be streamlined and modernized, embracing new technology and fresh talent. But Carter wasn't content with merely taking the reins of Forrester Creations. He wanted complete control. With his charisma and sharp intellect, Carter began to isolate Eric, Ridge, and the rest of the Forrester family from the day-to-day operations of the company. He started to orchestrate behind-the-scenes meetings, leveraging his knowledge of their weaknesses and insecurities to his advantage. He played the game with such precision that even the Forrester family members didn't realize what was happening until it was too late. But Carter wasn't done yet. He knew that to truly solidify his hold over the company, he had to eliminate the emotional ties that held the Forresters together. He began to turn family members against one another, planting seeds of doubt and suspicion. The once tight-knit group that had weathered so many storms together was now on the brink of collapse. Ridge, who had always been the golden boy of Forrester Creations, found himself at odds with his father, as well as his sister, Steffi. Brooke, ever the schemer, found herself caught between her loyalty to her family and her growing distrust of Carter. Paris Buckingham, ever the wild card, was caught up in the drama, unsure of where her allegiance should lie. But perhaps the most devastating blow was yet to come. Carter knew that the key to maintaining his power was to remove any potential threat to his authority. And there was one person who had the potential to undo everything: Zoe Buckingham, the woman Carter had once loved. Though their relationship had ended in heartbreak, Carter knew that Zoe still held a significant influence over the family, especially over Paris, her younger sister. If he could destroy Zoe, he could control Paris and thus, the entire Buckingham family. Carter's plan was as ruthless as it was brilliant. He began to manipulate Zoe, playing on her insecurities and turning her against her sister. He knew that by driving a wedge between the two sisters, he could break the Buckingham family's alliance with the Forresters and take full control of the company. Zoe, vulnerable and eager to prove herself, was an easy target. She began to spiral, and before long, she was lashing out at Paris and everyone around her. The true extent of Carter's reign of terror became apparent when he started to push for a corporate coup. He offered to sell Forrester Creations to a rival fashion conglomerate, one with deep pockets and an appetite for expansion. Eric, Ridge, and Steffi were blindsided by Carter's audacity, unable to comprehend how their loyal confidant could turn on them so swiftly. The boardroom battles were fierce, with Carter using every legal loophole and business tactic at his disposal. He played the Forresters like pawns in a high-stakes game, and it seemed that victory was within his grasp. He de-engineered a takeover so precise that it left no room for escape. Eric, old and tired, was no match for Carter's sharp mind. Ridge's old-school methods were quickly being replaced by Carter's sleek, modern approach. Even Steffi, with her business acumen, found herself on the defensive. But there was one thing Carter hadn't anticipated: the Forrester family's resilience. Though they were divided, they still shared a bond that couldn't be broken. Eric and Ridge, despite their differences, were united in their desire to protect what they had built. And even Brooke, despite her tumultuous relationship with Carter, couldn't stand by and watch the destruction of the family legacy. As Carter's grip on Forrester Creations tightened, the stage was set for an epic showdown. Would the Forrester family be able to unite in time to stop Carter's reign of terror, or had the ruthless lawyer-turned-power-hungry businessman finally won? One thing was certain: in the world of the bold and the beautiful, no one plays fair, and Carter Walton was about to rewrite the rules.